Okay, so what we just talked about is we only learned just a few formulas. And what a formula is a formula is set up for us to be able to solve problems easily. So for the circumference, the distance around, you either have pi times diameter or diameter times pi. It's going to give you the same result. Or pi times 2 times radius, because 2 times radius is still the diameter. Or you could rewrite it as 2 times radius times pi, same thing. Okay. All right. The third formula we learned was the area. The area of a circle is everything inside. So it's pi times radius squared, which is radius times radius. Now, next, remember, when we're looking for the exact value, that would just be pi. You'd leave pi as pi. If we approximated it, you're going to take pi out and plug in 3.14. All right, so here's our first problem. What is the area of a circle that has a diameter of 24? Please use 3.14 for pi. I'm going to read it again. What is the area of a circle? Okay, and what we know is that the diameter of this circle is 24. Now, you guys might not be like me, but I have to do this. Here's my circle. Here's my diameter. The diameter goes from one side through the center to the other side. We are looking for area. So the formula, area equals pi times radius squared. Here's the problem. They give us the diameter. The diameter is 24. My formula calls for the radius. So we know that our radius is half of the diameter. So half of 24 is 12. So now that we know that, we're going to substitute in the information. The first thing that we are told is we're going to use 3.14 in for pi. So here's my formula. Area equals 3.14 times radius, which is 12 squared. So this is really 12 times 12, right? That's what 12 squared looks like. So this is where we use our calculators. 3.14 times 12 times 12. You could do that and get your answer. Or 3.14 times 12 squared. If you have the x squared button, you can do this. So my answer, excuse me, comes out to be the area is 452 and 1600ths. Now, don't forget your label. Centimeters, and since it's area, it's squared. Okay, so here's the second problem. Bob, Bob the builder, Bob is building a circular garden and he needs to fill it with just a little layer of dirt. Okay, so here's Bob's circular garden. Okay, all right, and he needs to fill it with a layer of dirt. The diameter of the circle is 14 feet. Okay, now keep in mind, if he has to fill it with dirt, that means he's filling this whole thing. So that must mean area. If the dirt costs $2.25 per square foot, how much will it cost him to fill the circular garden? So here's what we have to do. We first have to find the area of this. So let's start there. So we know that the diameter is 14 feet. But we need to find the area. So area equals pi times radius squared. So if I need not the diameter, I need the radius. So hopefully you guys remember, radius is half the diameter. So half of 14 is 7 feet. Okay. Now I need to find the approximate value. So since I'm finding the approximate, I'm going to substitute in 3.14 for pi. So here's my formula. Area equals 3.14 times 7 squared. Okay, because 7 was my radius. So now remember, 7 squared is basically like 7 times 7. So you can do 3.14 times 7 times 7, right? You can do that. Or you can do 3.14 if your calculator has the little x squared, you could do it that way. You get the same answer. So the area of this circle is 153 and 86/100 feet squared. So this is how much dirt I'm going to need. Now, we know the dirt costs $2.25 per square foot. So to find the cost, we're going to take the total area and multiply it by the cost per square foot. So if we multiply that together, we get, woza, it's going to cost us $346, and I'm going to round this to 19 cents. So that's how much it will cost us to fill my garden that has a diameter of 14 feet with dirt. Oh, shoot. Sorry, you guys. This should have said circumference. The circumference of my circle is 24 pi. What is the radius? Okay, well, circumference is pi times diameter, right? Or what we talked about, remember? Okay, you can write it like this too. So circumference could also be diameter times pi. So watch, if they give me the circumference of my circle is 24 pi. Okay, the circumference of my circle is 24 pi. Here's pi. This number in front of it is where my D is at. So that means, what that means is my diameter for this circle is 24. Okay? So the question is asking us, what is the radius? Well, our radius is half the diameter. And if our diameter is 24, half of 24 is 12. So our radius would be 12. So see how we started with the formula? Because remember, and I've told you this whole lesson, always start with writing out the formula. No matter what, please start with that. Then we substituted in what they gave us. We noticed there was pi. Pi was the same here. Diameter was the same, or diameter was where 24 was at. So my diameter was 24. Therefore, my radius would be 12. Now we can check it, right? We can check this because we also know circumference is 2 times the radius times pi, right? Well, if we plug in 12, what do you know? It's 24, which is what we had. So this right here is just checking our work to make sure we have that correct. All right, the circumference of a circle is 10 pi. What expression could you use to find the area of the same circle? This is a multiple step problem. We're going to use the information that we learned here to help us out. Now remember, area equals pi times radius squared. Okay, so that's the formula to find area of any circle. We know the circumference is diameter times pi. Well, they tell us the circumference of the circle is 10 pi. So here's my pi, and here's my diameter. My diameter is 10. Okay? But when finding area, we don't need the diameter, we need the radius. And radius is half the diameter. So half of 10 is 5. Okay. So now that we have this, now we're going to come over here. So this is my formula. Area equals pi times radius, which is 5 squared, right? Well, let's write this out. Area is pi times 5 squared is 5 times 5. Well, we could simplify this. 5 times 5 is 25. So these are 3 different ways of writing the area formula. So let's come over here. A says, would you use 10 times pi to get the area of a circle that has this as a circumference? No, you would not. That is not an option because this is 5 squared, not 5 times 2. B is 25 times pi. Oh my gosh. Look, you guys, we did that. That was this one right here. So 25 pi would work. C, pi times 5 times 5. Look over here. That's exactly when you were to square 5, that's 5 times 5. So C is another option. D, pi times 5. That would not work because you have to square 5. So that would not work. So your answers would be B and C. All right. Jill cooked cookies that were placed on a cookie sheet. How much area was not covered on the cookie sheet by the cookies? All right, so let's figure this out. They're asking for how much area was not covered by the cookies on the cookie sheet. So we're looking for this area right here, all of this pieces right here, right? That section, that section, that section, that section, that section. So basically, what we need to do is this. We're going to find the area of the, and do not mind, you guys, this is a square. I know I drew a square, but my dimensions are a rectangle. Don't look at how that is. It just, when I drew it, it was a mess. So we're going to find the area of the rectangle, and we're going to subtract the area of the 4 circles. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. So step number 1, the area of a rectangle should be easy. This is going to be length times width, right? So let's just solve that first. So my length is 12, my width is 14. So using my handy dandy calculator, 12 times 14 comes up to be 168. Okay, now, oh, this is where it gets icky. So this is where I definitely screwed up. Yeah, I definitely made a mistake here, but that's okay. We're gonna go with it. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We'll pretend like this rectangle is a little bit longer. Okay, all right. So we have to find all of this. All right. So now here's what we know. The distance across this right here is 12. So that means from here to here, from here to here is 12. So this circle is only half of that. So that's 6. That means that this is 6 and so on and so on and so on, right? Well, here's the scoop. The area of a circle is pi times radius squared. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to find the area of one circle. So we're going to find the area of, hold on, wait for it. We're going to find the area of this cookie right here. So to find the area of just that one cookie, we need to know the radius. I know my diameter is 6. Therefore, my radius is half of that, which is going to be 3. So let's find the area of that one circle. We're going to use 3.14 for pi times 3 squared. Okay, so 3.14 times 3 squared, which is 3 times 3, which is 9. So the area of one of the circles is 28 and 26 hundredths. So that's for one circle, right? But how many cookies do we have on this cookie sheet? We have 4. So to find the total area, excuse me, we're going to multiply this by 4. So the total cookie area is 113 and 4 hundredths. Okay, so let's go through what I did. I found the area of my rectangle right here, the whole thing, 12 by 14. Then I found the area of one of my cookies, one of the circles. And to do that, I knew that this whole distance was 12. So each diameter was 6. But area of a circle doesn't use diameter, it uses radius. So that's why I had to cut it in half again. So my radius was 3. So now I went pi 3.14 times radius 3 squared, and I got this. This was the area of one of my circles. So to find the total area, I multiplied this by 4 because there's 4 cookies on here. So the last step to find what's left over, we're going to take 168 and subtract 113 and 4/10 from it. So 168 minus 113.04, and it comes out to be, this is the leftover area on my cookie sheet. And it's in inches and it's area, so it's squared.